I just want to make a quick video on this guy who wrote into me. I don't know if he's real or a bot. I think it's real. He's complaining about how he chooses. He's very obsessed with his job, career, and stuff. He works at a desk. I used to work at a desk once in my life. I couldn't take it. I think I was going to have a heart attack because I'm like a shark. I need to move forward. And so you see now, let's get some paper here for the bathroom. I don't know if anyone can hear me. I probably can't hear me or something. Need to check with YouTube if you can actually hear me. Let me see now. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Testing, testing, testing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Testing, testing, testing. Yes, you can hear me. Beautiful. I just put some random stupid picture of myself in the background with a green screen, so it won't be too boring. I'm in my motorhome outside my family's house. Now, basically, it's now 05:33 in the morning on the 28th, Saturday. I just did my suhoor meals and 1.5 liter of water and Fajr prayer. Got a slight storm outside. Basically, you wanna stop caring about. You wanna stop caring about your. Stop caring about your career and your job. I get it. You have maybe kids and stuff like that. You got your family, your wife. That's all fine, but what's the point of your career if you're dead? You know. So this guy wrote to me that he needed help with. He's sitting at his desk all day. So what's the point of your career and sitting by your desk if you're dead in 5 years of a heart attack? And I'm sorry for the bad green screen. And my random silly gym picture in the background. I had to have something in the background. Anyways, your deen, of course, is number one. Your deen with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number two is, of course, you stay in shape. Something happens to you, and if you're out of shape, you can't even walk. What's the point? When everybody walks past, you're gonna fall over and die. I used to be heavily invested in many years now, also for prepping and survivalist and all those things. I have survival gear up the yin yang, and you realize without your health, what's the point of a bug out bag or a get home bag? If something happens, you gotta go home for 2-3 days. You get yourself a get home bag and the survival gear and the stuff you need, protection against rain and everything, the wind, and keep warm, and the good boots and everything, compass, lights, everything. Some good animal fats with you, butter, whatever. Just you're gonna walk home for 3 days and sleep outside. If you are out of shape, what's the point? You're gonna die. So the point is, if you're terribly out of shape, if you can't walk, most people can't walk. I see people walking outside, they're gonna fall over. So if you can't walk even for let's say 6 hours without being comfortable, it's gonna be a disaster for you, because your legs are gonna hurt, and I'm gonna have clean extra socks and these things. So it's like you have your deen number one. We don't care about this life really in that sense. This life is a test for us all. So obviously you have Allah number one, Allah. If you don't have your faith in this life, what's the point of living? You're just gonna die, and you're gonna get wiped like a memory bank, like like section C on your PC. You're gonna get wiped when you die. Well, what's the point of living if you're just gonna die and be gone? That's just silly. You have a few people watching. That's nice. type in chat if you have any questions about lifting or food or whatever. So the point, it's like your Deen and your fitness. If you're not prepared, let's say your car breaks down, there's a solar flare, and you are, you know, 2 days walk away from your home, but you got your bug out bag. Okay, you are prepared for whatever, even if it's winter -50 or in the summer. You're prepared to get home and you will survive. What's the point if you don't have your health? It's like that with your Deen, your faith. I mean, how can you go through life and you don't have any faith in the afterlife? Which I know that there's an afterlife. I experienced many things in my life before I reverted to Islam. Islam, of course, means submission to God, to Allah. And what's the point of a life if you just kind of die someday and you're just gonna be dead, gone? So, anyways, it's now 05:38 in the morning on Saturday. I just had two hours of suhoor and plenty of food, creatine, glutamine. I had a caffeine pill. I had a glutamine. 20 grams of creatine, of course, helps. Plus, I ate about 500 grams of beef and so a little rice today. And I made everything, of course, in real butter. That's best for your hormones. No seed oils, guys. The only seed oils I will say is okay if you eat it cold is extra virgin cold olive oil. It's okay. You can have it on top of your food, but don't heat it up because it will turn to trans fats. Anyways, I start talking about food, I get So if you're not prepared in life, how are you going to be prepared for the afterlife if your DNA is not on point? Obviously, we're all sons of Adam and sinners. That's fine, but the best of us repent to the Creator, ask for forgiveness. But if you're not prepared, so if something happens, as I said, your car breaks down, you got to go home. It takes 2 days to walk, and you're not prepared. How's that's gonna? When I was young, I was driving inland in Norway, here up in northern Norway. I was driving, and my car broke down because it was literally too cold. It was like -40 something, -35. It's an older car, so the wind would come too much into the front, and the engine would be too cold. And it was warm inside. I was sitting there with only the clothing I was wearing. This was the second day of Christmas. It was dead outside, no cars in the middle of nowhere. My car broke down. I'm not kidding. It was about 2 minutes, and it was super cold inside the car. Super cold. I was like, okay, I'm gonna die, because at that time I wasn't too familiar with the place where I was. There was no houses. It was just inland in Norway. It's super cold. It's a huge difference between being by the ocean in Norway and being just 10 minutes inland. It's like -50, -20 more cold inland when you get away from the sea. Anyways, so I was sitting there like, okay, I'm gonna die. This is, of course, I'm like, I'm gonna die. So of course I wasn't prepared. I was not prepared. I was a complete idiot. Luckily, this one car came by. This one guy. It was like he called, this emergency service, and they picked him up after about half an hour. So I made it. I didn't die there. So after that, when I go somewhere, I'm always prepared. I have my full-on survival gear and the whole tracksuit with everything. The windproof, everything, even for rain, everything. If it's -50, I'll be just fine. So, with water and everything, snow goggles with the tinted glass so you don't get snow blindness, everything. I have the whole thing. I don't go anywhere. So the point is, it's like with your Deen in life. You're not gonna make it if you're all over the place, if you don't have your faith, because you're fighting for something. You're fighting for yourself and your family in the afterlife. It's the same with, as I said, with fitness. You have to stay. I hate that word fitness, because it's such a silly word. It's a modern word, but you have to be strong to your abilities. We are all different. Some people are runners, some people are walkers, some people are more lifters, but they can walk far. Like me, I can walk and walk and walk, no problem. And I know that you gotta take care of your feet. You gotta always have extra socks, extra wool socks, and everything, and have shoes that are comfortable to walk in, and have some sports tape and stuff like that. If you get blisters on your foot, that's a killer. If you walk for an hour and your feet are red and bleeding, you are done. And especially if they're wet or something, sweaty. I mean, you're gonna die. I mean, it's feet will kill you alone. So you gotta have extra stuff and be prepared with your foots, with your for your feet, and it's the same with your health. Just to be able to walk a lot, it's incredible. Doing fasted, doing. I used to walk every day for a year. I remember I walked. I would get up, have some coffee, water, and I would do fasted cardio every single day, about 12 kilometers, 12 kilometers every single day. I would walk. So every single day, 6, 7 days a week, I would walk every single day. Just do fasted cardio. And then I would get back and I would eat my eggs and stuff. And a couple of hours later, I would hit the gym. So, and that did wonders for me. I mean, it's incredible. I actually started running later on. I could run 3 kilometers without stopping. That was pretty good, because I'm a really big guy. It's not the same being a skinny guy and running and being a big guy with a lot of muscles, because you need so much more oxygen and everything for your muscle. It's a whole nother. People who are really thin, they don't understand how much harder it is if you're big and have a lot of muscles to do things, cardio wise and everything. But everything in your body, or everything needs oxygen, after a few seconds when your creatine phosphate chambers are gone, and you need more oxygen dependency to keep going, or training and lifting within a certain time period, 30 seconds, whatever, or running. But there's good cardio and there's bad cardio for survival. Basically, I see people in the gym who are still fat. They run every day on the treadmill. They're super skinny guys. They have arms like women. They look horrible. They run every single week. They run for an hour. And then they don't understand that running always, it keeps your body in a state of panic. I mean, you won't lose that bad fat. Did you remove some of the old videos? No, I haven't. No, I don't think so. I think I removed a couple of shorts. I think that was doubles or something. Anyways, maybe some are hidden. I don't know. They shouldn't be hidden. Basically, you have guys that are skinny, that are ectomorphs, that have a hard time gaining muscle and everything, but they don't understand that it's better to do moderate cardio, eat really a lot of good food, and do more lifting to actually gain mass, because that mass is going to keep you alive. But if you are really skinny, and like the guys I see in the gym, they're always running. They're still obese every year. I mean, they're running. I got the bellies, and they have, literally my forearms is bigger than the upper arms, and that is just sad. So I know you're all different. That is fine. I'm not only talking about now, guys who lift. If you don't lift, that's fine. God bless you. So, but for me, it's an obsession. I've been close to 20 years in the gym, so just ignore me on those things if you don't care about those things. But it's better to do like one time a week of sprinting, where you walk 20 to 30 minutes, get really warm. You do a little running for a minute, and each minute you go down 10 seconds while increasing the treadmill speed. So in the end, you're running super fast, 10 seconds, you get off, get your heart rate down to 100, and you run again super fast. That is fantastic for growth hormone, testosterone, to grow all your hormones, and the inner fat in your body around your gut, to get that removed. That is incredible. That is proven to be insanely amazing for your inner body, your structure, to actually reduce the bad fat around your intestines. So now with Ramadan, I couldn't run yesterday. Have you ever had sleep issues like insomnia? Any tips to overcome that? Yes, I have. I think I'm among the 0.1% of population on Earth who has the worst sleep on planet Earth. No joke. And my sleep is at the worst. I could wake up 30 times a night. Like I'm constantly waking up. Sleep is king. I mean, good sleep is king. So the things I'm sleeping much better now, by the way, 10 times better. I still wake up a couple times a night, because especially when I'm fasting and I'm pretty much keto carnivore. The more you burn fat, the more, and I'm losing fat constantly, the more you pee. So you got to get up at night and go to the bathroom. That's normal. If you're going keto or carnivore or you're fasting, you're going to excrete more urine. I've slept 3-4 hours. Not three, I slept 3-4 hours, and I can't stay asleep. Ramadan makes it harder for sure. Well, that's not good. Remember, not sleeping is an enormous strain on your heart. And if you're actually working with other things, I mean, that can literally kill you. Because I'm going to talk more about, I'm going to explain this to you. I used to drive many years ago. I drove all year around for years and years. I would drive a taxi, and I only drive the night shift. I would get on at 2:30 in the day, and I would drive constantly till morning again. 5, 6 I would drive. Wash the cab at 5 in the morning with the guys, and we'd talk. And one time my heart would just start racing, like I thought I was gonna die, and they said it was my electrical signals that messed up because of stress. And I realized that stress is a horrible thing for sleeping. You raise your cortisol and all of these things, and your work can be a huge detriment to your sleep. And working different shifts there's just some people who can do it, some people cannot do it. I cannot work different shifts. I either work day or night. I need my sleep. I'm one of those guys who need my sleep, especially as you get. I don't know how old you are, but anyways, of course, in those days I would drink a lot too, alcohol. This was 20 years before I became a revert. So, but anyways, which is normal. And alcohol is the worst for sleeping. Alcohol will ruin your sleep for literal weeks. No joke. It can take 1-2 weeks or a month to get back to it. So, and also remember, do not eat foods late. Do not, even when you break your fast, keep it to one meal, and mainly animal, because it's a thing where you sleep and your insulin and stuff happens in your body. There's things that happens in your body when you're sleeping that actually wakes you up because of the food you're eating. But if you get some good fats in your body, you will have a sustained energy through the night and actually make you sleep much better. And of course, get off your phone. Don't sit on your phone, except for now, of course, but being on your phone is a disaster. I mean, seriously, I see people always, they go around like this every single. I just feel sorry. My phone can lay at home in my hair. I go to the gym, I don't care about my phone. I couldn't care less about my phone. I have it now for streaming. But you got to get off your phones, guys. I mean, it's terrible for sleep. And as I said, the food is super important. And don't drink any coffee or caffeine. I stopped drinking coffee. Seriously, I'm like the guy, if I have coffee after 3, 4, 5 in the day, it can seriously mess up my sleep rhythm, throughout the night. I just do now in the morning when I wake up, I do caffeine pills and or pre-work before the gym. That's it, okay? And no more than 300 grams of caffeine. Remember, 600 grams of caffeine can literally kill an adult human being if you get into shock. So, and don't eat carbs or heavy fruits or anything late at night. I have this thing, if I eat dates late, I can't sleep. I mean, I will literally wake up because of the dates. It's sunnah, but dates early in the day when I break fast at the gym, I have a thing where I only eat 8 dates. That's the smaller dates. After the gym, I break fast and water with BCAAs and creatine and everything at the gym. Even if it's 5 in the day, but that's it. I don't touch any fruits after this, because fruits, fructose in fruits are pure death for your body. It causes glycation in your cells. It causes fatty liver disease. It messes up your insulin, goes up and down and up and down. You get a constant sugar crash, and you wake up and you want more sugar. you got to get off everything carbs if you have a bad sleep. I mean, literally, there's 1,000 videos on how top doctors talk about these things, and you can see the comments underneath. Thousands of people talk about how if you eat a lot of fruits and that people think are healthy, fruits are not healthy. Dates, yes, and honey, it's sunnah, but keep it to a moderation, and preferably only when you break fast. But you got to get off carbs late, because carbs, I mean, they will raise your insulin level so much. Okay. Basically, fat doesn't raise your insulin whatsoever. That's why you eat fat, you actually lose fat, because you're constantly just burning fat. When your body all the time eats carbohydrates, aka sugar, all carbs are sugars, your insulin will rise, and the insulin is your fat storage hormones, will make your body accumulate fat. So, and remember also, a lot of high insulin level destroy your leptin levels, which basically tells you are full. Anyways, and that's why people overstuff themselves with carbs. But get carbs and everything out. Try to get your last meal in the day. Basically just animal protein and fats. And if you're gonna eat something, so as well not too boring, a little rice, not maximum 20 grams of carbs by that meal. If you measure out white rice, let's say 40 grams, that should be around 20 grams of carbs, if I remember correctly. 100 grams of rice is 80 grams of carbohydrates, so you gotta keep it to a max. That's and you make it with real butter or whatever, and because that's when you get that sugar crash, your body, I mean, being in close to keto, or just eat it, because remember also, if your last meal is just protein and fats, you will actually start if you're not in keto carnivore. Let's say you eat your last meal at 6 in the day, in the afternoon, just a lot of eggs and beef or whatever. Then actually by just 6 hours, your body, you will have grinded it through, and you will start actually just burning your own fat by those hours. So when you go to sleep and whatever, you wake up after 8 hours, you will have 8 hours where you're only burning fat on your body, and autophagy and all these things, repairing your intestines, because your body is now. But if you stuff yourself with a lot of crappy carbs like pasta is the worst, or potatoes full of starch, all the starch in potato and grains, they convert to pure sugar in the body. Many people don't know this. It's horrible for you. So if you're eating a lot of pasta, that thing will lay in your gut for up to 12 hours in your intestines, because remember, your body cannot digest fiber. Fiber is not good for you, no matter what some idiot doctor tries to tell you. You cannot digest fiber. You are not a cow or a gorilla, okay? Just like you cannot digest any green vegetables that grows above the ground, because you cannot ferment greens. And even if you as a human being could ferment greens, you will eat between 20-40 kilos a day to get those few hundred grams of amino acid profile to make proteins for your body. They would still lack creatine, glutamine, carnitine, B12, B6, zinc, magnesium, all these things, iron, which is none of that is bioavailable for human beings anyway. They try to say that your body to some degree can ferment no, you cannot. No, you are not an ape or a monkey or a zebra. You cannot ferment greens or digest fiber. It's impossible. So you don't have 4 stomachs like a cow or anything like that. It takes days and days. They ferment these things and grind it up, and So all the things helps you feel bad. You feel bloated. So if you have a bad sleep rhythm, I mean, you gotta fix this by stay away from anything caffeine other than early in the day. Stay away from fruits late. Stay away from carbs and grains and all these things. I'd be lying in your stomach. I always sleep the best when my stomach is empty, and I've been fasting. After iftar, when I break my fast, I just eat one meal. That's it. Okay, that's it. When I go to bed, I can. If I wake up in the night at 12 or 1 and go to the bathroom, I feel fantastic. I can feel that that burn. I'm burning on just my fats. You wake up in the morning, you're so tight, your body is so tight and nice. You feel amazing. So if you want, good sleep is king. I've been struggling with sleep my whole life. My mother was always say, when she came in the morning, I would always be up, already awake. I would lie there awake. I've been awake a long time. I'm a A person, you know. I love to get up early. I love to get up early. Yesterday, like last night, I went to bed around a little over 9 in the little over 9, 21:30 something. And I was asleep by 10. So I woke up now 0 to 50 this night. You know, I use close to 2 hours every night to preload myself with water, not to get the headache from the fast. Because some people say you don't need too much water when you're fasting. That's not true, because you actually preload your cells with plenty of. That's why it's so important when you wake up. The first thing you drink is clean water. That's it. Okay, maybe with creatine stuff, but just clean water, because your cells, your mitochondria, all these things need clean water. You know, the cell membranes, the cytoplasm, the thing that take in the water to your cells. The DNA creates RNA, you know, all the things that replicate the cells and clean it out. They need fresh water. So don't wake up, you don't drink coffee or energy drinks or milk, you know. Just, you need clean water. It's so important. I am almost never sick, and everyone I know is always sick. I'm never sick, okay? Now it helps if you work with a lot of people, if you get immune to a lot of things. That's when I drove a taxi. The first year I was sick like constantly. After that, I was never sick again when I drove a taxi. I wasn't sick for 10 years after that. I never had a flu or anything, because I was always driving people from the hospital and blah, blah, blah. I became immune to everything and everyone. And I don't take any vaccine. I don't take the vax, nothing. I have my own antibodies that are much superior to anything, you know. Anyways, so I'm pure blood. So I literally have my vax card since I was a small child. I got those 4 vax against measles, and you know. Anyways, which is, but if you're still here, Cyomorph, I don't know if you are. I'm sorry, maybe I got a little off track. But you gotta get good sleep, okay? Because if you're sleeping only 3-4 hours in a few weeks, that is, you might literally die. And if you have a job that ruins your life, you need to. Okay, you're still here. Thank you very much, Cyomorph. If you have a family, I don't know if you have a family that is dependent on you working. If you have any sort of escape, I need to know if you have a job that's doing this or something. I don't know your situation, because your job, your situation around your job or something, how your work schedule is. If I knew this, it would be much more valuable for helping you out. But because some people, I'm in school doing PhD, so the stress is very, yeah. And especially if you're in school and you're drinking a lot of coffee and drinks, that's gonna mess you up so bad. I get it. Your sleep, you want to be focused. Do you drink a lot of coffee or energy drinks? By the way, energy drinks messes up your hormones. They raise your estrogen levels, messes up your brain. Most people don't know this. Do you drink a lot of coffee and stuff like that? This is super important for me to know. I never drink energy drink, maybe 2-3 coffee a week. Okay, that's good. Okay, yeah. Because what I do, I take coffee in pills, which are fantastic. Coffee and pills are just the synthetic of the coffee. It's because actual coffee has a lot of toxins in them, a lot of toxins. That's why we drink filtered coffee. It's the cleanest coffee. And remember, it's like people think nuts are good for you. No. Like people eat almonds and think almonds is healthy. No. I think the problem is, as you said, phone usage. The procreation causes even more stress that makes me fall behind. Yeah, why are you on your phone, bro? Why are you on your phone? I'm guessing you're a dude, right? Or a girl. I don't know. You're a girl. Probably a bro. So yeah, you gotta get off the phone. I have a friend, my third cousin. He's like me. He's like caveman. Yeah, I'm a dude. Yeah, he's like me. He's a caveman. I can give him a text message. How you doing, bro? And I know that I most likely won't get a reply until the next day or maybe late at night before I go. Because he's like he's like me. I got my backup phone here. I'm just like, here it is. Bye bye. I don't care. I only have YouTube as a social media. That's it. Obviously, I don't have any dating apps or haram or stuff like that. I don't have anything like that. I just have YouTube, my channel, Okay. Now I do watch a lot of YouTube when I'm at home because I don't work now. I'm gonna get back to work. I just want to avoid working. I don't know why. Well, yeah. I don't know your life situation. Are you buff? Do you train? I mean, do you like to fish, hunting? Where do you live? I don't know where you live. These things are super important because if you live in the mountains in the Himalayas, you have fewer options. There's no gym there. There's no ski slopes. There's no, you know. So, but okay, you gotta get off your goddamn phone, man. I mean, when you're at the gym, start. I'm more of a cycling guy. I live in China. Oh, nice. Ah, Shishi. Yeah. So in China, nice. So well, China is okay. You get a lot of option there, right? If you live yeah, you need your rest, man. Okay, you Chinese and you Southern East Asians, you work yourself to death. You poor bastards. I feel so sorry for you. But remember this. I don't say this because I'm a die-hard lifter, but a man. This is the most important. I'm gonna tell you now. This, no joke. Every man on earth who said they made this, told people that this is old school stuff. If you work in an office and is stressed out, I want you to do something. When you do push-ups, don't flare your arms out. Just keep them, halfway to your body. Strictly down from your shoulders. Do strict arm push-ups. When you feel stressed at work or at home, when you read a lot, you get that stressed feeling. Your heart is racing. You're like, you're stressed. If you do as many push-ups as you can possibly take, and I mean until you can't take anymore, you will actually feel calm, at peace. You will be relaxed in your body. Your heart rate will actually decrease. This is a man thing. Remember, there's a reason why most men who work in an office get health issues, even heart attacks, because men are not supposed to work by a desk. Men are supposed to lift things, because when men lift things, work hard, their body will produce these things in their heads, their endomorphs, what they're called, that literally create a more bliss. You feel at peace. And your body will feel good when you're working. That's why people who work with their bodies are much more relaxed and peaceful. Because when you work really, if I don't lift for a week, I feel like I'm getting literally chest pains. Okay, because I go to the gym, I lift old school, like really hard. When I'm done, I'm like, oh, I'm such at peace. And it's not because I'm tired. I can go out again and I can lift for 5 hours. This is because a man needs to lift. You need to do something with your body that will give bodily peace to you, and your mind. Cycling is okay, but that's just that fast rush. You get that. It's like people who run all the time. They get that rush in your head by running, but it's going to break down and ruin your body. It's not good for you. You need to also, next time you're stressed out, guy, take as many push-ups as you can. Just really take as many push-ups. Really just push yourself, okay? Literally push yourself. And feel that you're going to sit down and be like, you're going to get that tranquility, that peace in you, okay? And by doing this, you'll also get big shoulders, big chest, big back, and you're going to get a natural planking to fix. You're going to get a lot of buffer from just doing push-ups. And if you do one more thing, I will just hold my arms like this and do body squats with your legs around like this, and do a lot of body squats. If you can do a 50, 100 body squats, it's way too easy. You put it on the backside or something and do it again, because remember, just doing squats actually produces growth hormone from your femur. When your femur gets under stress, you will produce growth hormone, which then will produce testosterone. It's a cycle there, but I'm going to explain it. But this is proven, by the way. American top doctors have done this with people who lift. People who do squats they are 20 years younger when they're 50, 60, 70 years old than people who don't do squats. Squats are amazing. Squats even produces muscles in the upper body. So squats and push-ups when you're stressed the hell out. When you are home and you're going to read, trust me, if you really push yourself really hard, and if you can buy a couple of good weights and just use your body. I can promise you this, man. You're gonna be so much more at peace when you use your body, your physical body at something, you know. And instead of cycling is fine to and back from work, but don't make it into a hobby because you're just gonna get super, you're gonna drain your body. Do more of sprinting and stuff like this, and eat a lot of eggs, eat beef and whole milk. This is you need your brain is made of cholesterol and saturated fat, just like the whole body. There's a reason why it's like you're reading my mind. I've been doing push-ups and squats in my room when I'm bored every day. Yeah, right. You gotta train, man, because the more muscles you grow, the healthier you will be, the more better your immune system will be. But go out and you can bicycle. I love to bicycle myself, but I only do it in summer, because I live in north of Norway, above the Arctic Circle. It's outside now. It's a small blizzard and snow up to here, so you gotta train hard, man. You have to train for your mind. It relaxes your mind, it clears your mind, and get off your goddamn phone unless you're watching, like this. I also watch YouTube a lot, but that's just because I watch, other than that, I'm outside walking or whatever. If you live in a Chinese big city, that's incredible to apartment house or something. I get it. You gotta have a job down there and make money, but remember, without your physical body, you really don't have much in your life, okay? And you'll be able to protect yourself and your loved ones and everything. What's your diet like? What do you eat? Tell me, please. This is I can remember, your diet is king for your mind and your health, because most people who think that eating healthy is not eating healthy whatsoever. It's like people who eat vegetables, okay? They don't understand that vegetables are full of oxalates that poison your thyroid, and your thyroid messes up your hormones and endocrine system. Your peripheral, everything, your nerve system, your mind, everything, and they're full of anti-nutrients. Hence, why you don't get any nutrition from greens. It's impossible, and they literally destroy your male hormones. This is why vegan men have a testosterone level that's 200 to 300 nanograms per deciliter, which is literally the same as a man who's 90 years old. I eat very basic and clean foods: chicken, a little bit of rice, and some vegetables. Yeah. But remember, chicken is very lean protein. Chicken is, it does have all the aminos, but it lacks the good fats that in the beef. The fat in the beef, the vitamins you get from the fat in the beef. Remember, beef have a lot of creatine. Carnitine. Like carnitine alone will keep your mitochondria healthy. You keep your mitochondria healthy, you won't get cancer. End of story, period. Yeah, beef is expensive here too. Yeah, I know. But try at least, instead of buying vegetables which you don't need whatsoever. And remember, tomatoes and all this crap, it's nightshades. They're full of poisons. There are literally people every year dying of eating potatoes because they're so poisonous. Don't eat any, lentils, all that crap. The body cannot digest, Okay, but eggs and whole milk and beef, okay? If you can get beef now and then, because beef, and also for your cognitive health, do you take creatine? Take creatine. I cannot express this enough. Even old people now in America, the doctors have started to give old demented people 10 grams of creatine every single day, which literally helps their minds. Creatine is so important. Everyone has creatine in their bodies all the time. It's let's say you start lifting 10 seconds really hard. With the first reps, you don't actually need to use oxygen. That's because you're literally using your creatine storage, your creatine phosphate storage to lift. Before it's more of a anaerobe. You go over to using more of you start having to use your oxygen. I take 20 grams of creatine minimum every day. I'm a big guy. You can take easily 20 grams of creatine too. It's no problem. It's the most researched thing on the planet. You have it in you right now, plenty of it. Again, they give skinny elderly people now on clinics in America 10 grams every day just to help their cognitive health. And you sleep better from taking creatine. Look it up. It's incredible. So, but at least, in this preloading, just forget all that nonsense. They write on the ball. That's just declaimers, it's stupid. Just take 10 grams or 15 grams or 20 grams, okay? How many grams of creatine do you suggest? I don't know. And always take it in it or do cycles. No, no, no. You don't have to do. I have like everyone I know, even the girls I've taken on. I've not been off creatine for 10 years. I don't know, 7, 8 years. And why would I go off? It's just still it. So take plenty of creatine. It's cognitive health. Makes you think better. It makes you sleep better. And you can lift harder. You get more stamina. But also think supplements like glutamine that recovers your muscles better, and all those things are good. And carnitine is sadly expensive. Carnitine, it's too good for mitochondria and stuff, but you don't need it if you're eating if you eat eggs and beef, and don't forget the salt. People think that salt is dangerous. It's absolute nonsense. Salt is king. Okay. Even the satanic state of Israel did a 100,000 people study for 10 years, and all the people who did the most salt are the ones with the lowest blood pressure and the best hearts, and the people who did the low salt have the most heart problems and issues. I mean, I know Americans who work in ERs that I follow on YouTube who says that the first thing they give people when they're sick, it's salt. It's salt in their veins, because it helps recover their heart and their intestines, because people are so stupid, think that salt is bad for you. Complete nonsense. I eat tons of sea salt like this morning. I have eaten a big spoon of sea salt spread out over the big meal and everything. And I was just at my doctor. I did this now for at least 10 years. And I was at my doctor recently, had my blood works done. My blood pressure, everything is beautiful. My heart is tested, everything is perfect. Okay, so don't believe the nonsense about you getting too much salt. Obviously, you're not going to get mummified, but just you take sea salt on your eggs and just that's it. That's it. And you don't need the ionized salt, because if you're eating eggs, the eggs have plenty of ionized in them. So remember, the food has everything you need. So, and carbohydrates is not an essential macronutrient. So remember this nonsense. Otherwise, the Inuits and everyone would be dead a long time ago. So get on creatine. That's the one I recommend. Just take it in the morning. I do all 20 grams in the morning. I just scoop it up. I don't, you don't have to like, oh, how much is this? I just take a stuff in the water and drink it all. That's it. Preload throughout the day. I also take an extra for the iftar. I don't know if you're a Muslim like me, but I take it just an extra 5 grams after when I break my fast with BCAAs and the AAs. You don't need that, but I do it just for the good taste of it, the brancino amino acids. But the most important thing you're getting is all your amino acids from, as you said, chicken. But try to get some beef. Okay, cool, man. Cool. Alhamdulillah for Islam, my brother. I'll see you in Jannah, inshallah. So try to get some. The fat in the red beef is king for your hormones. There's nothing better on this planet. If I would eat just 2 things, beef and whole milk. I cannot remember. Milk is, I try to tell people this, especially if you want to grow big. The growth hormone in the milk literally affects human beings. Okay, I tell this to everyone I know. Me and my brother are way bigger than everyone in our family. I'm big. I'm a big man. I'm really big. I'm twice this shoulder size of a normal man in the gym many times. And I want to brag, but I'm saying this to emphasize the fact that I drink every day since I was a small kid up until now. I drink 2 and 4 liters of whole milk every single day. Me and my brother, we're both so much bigger than everybody. I never broken my bones. I've been run over by cars twice. The one will literally just run and drove over my leg. I've been flying over, I've been bicycling and flew over cars. I've been crashing, I've been flown into walls, I've been head crashed, I've been crashing in cars, I've been down. So I've never broken my butt. Twice I had a slight fracture in my foot from a car literally run over me. Bastard. And you just drive off. I mean, a big strong, you can measure your bone structure by taking these 2 fingers here, right, and you put them over here and down here, and if you can barely reach here, you got a pretty good bone, like this. You can see how thick your bone mass is, these 2 here, and you can measure your how much bone, how thick your bones are, So So try to get the cow milk in, big, a lot of fat. The fat from the milk is king. The vitamins are, remember, animal fat is more than 90% bioavailable for human beings. That green crap is not even 0.5%, no joke, okay? And try to, as I said, a little, I know it's expensive, like here in Norway, it's super expensive beef. My whole fridge, my whole fridge is just beef. Beef, eggs, and salmon, my whole fridge, I'm stuffed full of just beef. Like this morning, I ate about 400, 500 grams of beef this morning. And nothing makes you feel more full and saturated in your brain and happy than me. Remember, a lot of old people today, what do they give old people in the nursing home today? Bread and fruits. So they get insulin resistance in their brain and they lose their minds, okay? Remember, these things like Alzheimer's and diabetes didn't exist in people just 30, 40, 50 years ago. It didn't exist. So, and you are Chinese and you live in China. I know you have a big problem with seed oils down there. Do you eat seed oils? You know what I mean by seed oils? There's a fantastic documentary on YouTube called Fat Fiction. You gotta watch it. You will never ever touch another seed oil in the rest of your life if you watch Fat Fiction. Seed oils, the thing that, oils you have in your pan when you make your food in, they fry the chicken in and everything. If you knew how they make those with chlorine and in their factories, people think that you just take some grass and squish it and it comes these beautiful seed oils. No, those are preheated up. Actually, I'm Turkish. I always avoid fried food. I only use olive oil. I thought you were Chinese. You said you were Chinese, man. Or you live in China. I gotta scroll up. Oh, yes, I'm a dude. I thought you were Chinese. What do you thought you were Chinese? I just live in China for school. Oh, you're Turkish. MashaAllah, nice. Okay, I thought it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay, but olive oil is fine, but you gotta don't heat it up, because when you heat up olive oil, it literally turns to trans fat, and there's plenty of videos about this. So just let's say you make a lot of eggs and beef, and but you do you have real butter down there? That's the best thing. Real butter will. I mean, there are thousands of women on YouTube making videos how they lose diabetes and all their excess fat in just a few weeks by just eating sticks of cold butter. Butter made from just milk, real butter is king of fat. So if you can make anything in just that, here in Norway it's a little expensive, but remember, all the healthiest foods are expensive. But they still try to claim it's the most dangerous for you, those idiots, because they know that without people being sick, there's no money making off of you. So I want to go to Turkey, by the way. That would be nice. Have a trip to Istanbul and see the Sophia Cathedral. Amazing how there was actually Vikings down there working there for the emperors. Incredible. But okay, you're Turkish living in China. Nice. Yeah. Well, I think you get the gist of it now. You got to get off the phone, and you got to get the good fats in you. The good fats will help you sleep better. And don't eat late, and don't eat a lot of sugary garbage, and especially anything after 5, 6. I mean, you shouldn't be eating anything after 4, 5, 6 in the day anyway. Okay? And if you go to school and you need to eat something in the school, bring cold chicken, cold chicken. This is what you do, yeah. This is what you do. You take chicken breast when you make it at home, okay? I used to do this. Take cold chicken and you slice it up into some thin, nice strips. They're not so big, Just you slice it up in some thin, pretty nice, Even some whole eggs, you boil them and you put them 3, 4 eggs or whatever, or just chicken. Then what you do is you bring the olive oil with you, the cold olive oil. And you just pour it over the chicken so it's not, so dry. and you eat that in the school with it, because the olive oil, the fat will make you feel saturated. I mean, full. Unlike when we're eating carbs, you get an hour, you get a sugar crash, and you feel like you need more sugar. Ugh, that is horrible. So get the just drench the food in a little olive oil, okay? You take chicken with you at school, or the same at home. I used to did this, I just on cold olive oil and with sea salt on the cold chicken, and whole eggs that you made is so good. Oh my God, it's so good. Cold olive oil on just whole eggs, and you eat them in the chicken. You stuff yourself in you're gonna be full all day long by eating that. So, well, anyways, thank you so much for joining the stream, my man. Thank you so much, and just write in the comments if you have any questions. But I'll be on pretty much every day now, like this. I just use my phone. It's better to stream at, because my other camera looked like a corpse on that thing. It looked like a living corpse. The picture behind me is, by the way, I took 3 weeks ago, before I cut my hair. I missed my hair. I have beautiful hair, but I started becoming like a woman. I was always doing this, with my hair, and people are like, that's not good. So I got great hair genes. So, well, anyways, I'm gonna jump off now. So I'll be on pretty much every day around this time, I think. So, by the way, what time is it now in China? It's what time is it now in China? You are after me, of course, I think. So it's down there. It's like in the afternoon or something. Okay, 1:23 p.m. I think p.m. stands for past midday. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. Hey, it's 06:23 in the morning, so it's pretty nice. Well, thank you so much for joining me. And if you have any questions, just ask me. I'm going to be on, so we'll meet each other again, inshallah. So I'm really proud of you, man. You got to get some sleep, okay? I really mean it. You have to get some good sleep, okay? Zyomorph, you got to get some good sleep, okay? Seriously. Because without good sleep, you're literally going to die, okay? Your heart is just, okay? Yeah. Get some good sleep, okay? Just remember what I said. Don't eat late. Eat high fat and protein, and get some good sleep, and get off your phone. And remember, reading just from a book will actually make you super tired. So, oh yeah. And thank you so much, and may Allah bless you and guide you and keep you steadfast. Okay, my man. I'll see you later on. Okay. Now get some sleep later on, okay? Yeah. Bye.